Hi ma'am, my name is Pande Ketut Wikan Adiguna, and you can call me Wikan. My student ID is 2206119171. So today I want to make the video. I make the video is for to fulfill the final exam on the elective courses in English for Spesific Purpose. On this video material, we're talking about autonomous cars or autonomous vehicles. So what is the material I will to explain, and on this class material I have 5.1 to explain it. The first one is, what is the concept of driverless vehicle for public transport in smart city? The point number 2 is, how can the vehicle run without creating accidents? Number 3 is, what technologies are used and how does each of them work? Number 4 is, explain the infrastructures needed so that the vehicle can work properly, so the passenger can feel safe and enjoy using public transport. And the last question is it possible for the government to use driverless vehicles for public transport stations in Yogyakarta? Why do you think so? Explain and give examples. So I want to explain the first point is, we're talking about what is the concept of driverless vehicle for the public transportation in smart cities. Okay, on the first point, I want to explain about public transportation concept in smart cities. The idea of smart cities is an idea that utilized of Internet of Things or IoT technology and data analysis to optimize the efficiency to city operations and services, so that it can provide a high quality of life for its citizens. Due to reduced public funding, many public transportation systems are already facing challenges to maintaining their services. For smart cities, the goal of public transportation is not just the movement of people, but the provisions and improvement of mobility for a living. This will be a particular challenges due to change in housing trends, work patterns. For example, the growth of major cities has led to extreme traffic congestions in the city centers and the expansion of cities on its periphery. To provide adequate coverage and frequency of services, an integrated and coordinated multimodal public transportation system is required, leading to substantial increase in operational complexity. Environmental concerns and the recent pandemic could also change work and travel patterns in the future, with more people working from home and companies adopting flexible work shifts. For smart cities, public transportation must offer end-to-end access, real-time response to demand, convenience and quality services, and energy-efficient operations. On the next, we're talking about how can a vehicle run without causing an accident. The main selling point of self-driving vehicles lies in their promise of safety. Cameras, radar, and laser sensor give vehicle a more detailed understanding of what's around them, far beyond of human capabilities. The reaction time should also be faster. The vehicle can be programmed to adjust if the vehicle detects an impending collision, move a few meters, fastens the seat belt, turns on the horn or vehicle's lights to warn other drivers on the route. Based on the VOA news that I get, they explained about, based on a source of the Associated Press, explained that at least 2 accidents occurred because the vehicle drove without a driver or with drive autonomous vehicles, while the other 2 occurred when the vehicle was controlled by a human. Thus, it is not always driverless transportation or autonomous vehicles that can provide good safety. And it does not mean the driverless vehicle are not good innovations, but everything that is done by humans must have its own weakness. Therefore, the founder or creator of these driverless vehicles continues to try to give his energy to produce a good product. The slightest defect, this also aims to meet the needs that consumers want. And the third question is the technology used and how it works. Before I explain it, previously I will show you video that be related to the component used in the autonomous vehicles, and this video is sourced from YouTube and I took it as my reference.
Self-driving vehicles can detect obstacles and stop if necessary. With the help of sophisticated technology, vehicles from Navaya, Waymo, and local motors are able to pick up passengers on demand and take them to their desired destination. Autonomous vehicles are also able to recognize traffic lights and road signs at intersections and act accordingly. But how do they actually do all this? Self-driving cars do not require a driver to get from A to B. The technology in and on the vehicle is the driver. The technology includes many sensors such as lidar sensors, ultrasonic sensors, cameras, and radar sensors. The sensors are located at the front and the rear of the vehicle. Cameras and lidar sensors are also frequently found on the roof. Without them, the vehicle would be virtually blind. LiDAR is a key component in many vehicles. LiDAR works similar to radar. LiDAR, however, does not use radio waves, but many light rays that are reflected by the objects in the surroundings and detected by the LiDAR sensor. In this way, a point cloud is generated from the environment. However, LiDAR does not recognize road signs. Cameras use artificial intelligence to recognize and interpret street signs. Cameras are also used to detect obstacles and are needed for lane keeping. Neither LiDAR nor cameras can handle fog. In this situation, radar is needed for forward collision warning and avoidance. A major disadvantage of radar, however, is that the objects must be large enough to be detected. Pedestrians or cyclists may therefore not be recognized by radar. The exact position of the vehicle is determined by GPS and highly accurate digital maps. Digital maps contain a lot of information, including information such as intersection signs and speed limits. Since GPS cannot always be guaranteed, for example in tunnels and street canyons, odometry is also necessary. For example, the wheel diameter and the wheel speed can be used to estimate the future position of the vehicle. All data from sensors are then combined and processed in one or more processors. NVIDIA, AMD, and other manufacturers offer such chips for autonomous driving.
After you see the video, so now I want to explain about what the technology used and how it works. Essentially, driverless technology is designed to reduce errors by replacing human perceptions and judgment with sensor and computer systems. Usually, these transportation are equipped with radar, GPS, cameras, and artificial intelligence. For examples, autonomous vehicles are being tested equipped with laser-based radar that can generate detailed maps of the surrounding environment. The computer then combines these locally generated maps with existing high-resolution maps to create a model of the route, which allows the transportation to drive itself. And since driverless transportation can theoretically see the overall picture of the surroundings, the idea is for transportation to drive more efficiently and safely. Driverless transportations are not driving experiencing fatigue common causes of traffic collisions. In addition to improving road safety, some proponents state that driverless cars can reduce congestion, lower emissions, and make traveler more comfortable. And driverless cars can also fit into smarter transportation system. Among them, vehicle-to-vehicle or V2V communication system allow cars to send and receive information from surrounding cars or roadside units, and vehicle-to-infrastructure or V2I, such as traffic signal or speed signs, thus allowing them to adjust their behaviors. And the fourth question is we're talking about what is the infrastructure needed to be provided for the vehicle to work properly. The infrastructure needed to work on this project. There may be several points of explanations, including the first one is sensor and sensing devices. Autonomous vehicles requires a sensor such as LiDAR camera, radar, GPS, cameras, and ultrasonic sensor. That's we talked before. I already explained it to collect data around the travel area. One of these infrastructures must support for the safety assurance of autonomous vehicles. The number two is communication networks. Autonomous vehicles need to communicate with other vehicles infrastructure to reduce the possibility of miscommunications in controlling the vehicle. Network that can be used for the time being may be able to use 5G networks or similar technologies needed to transfer data in real time. The number three is digital maps and real-time data. This infrastructure must provide accurate and regularly updated digital maps, with which each vehicle can access real-time data on traffic, weather conditions, and necessary emergency events. And the number four point is traffic management system. This point is a very important point as a support for the establishment of autonomous vehicles, because if the vehicle is intelligent, the traffic management system it has is also intelligent too. This management refers to the adaptive traffic light system, speed regulations, and coordination between vehicles. And the last point is departure and arrival terminals. These infrastructures must be supported strategic location because to meet customer needs for autonomous transportation that is easy to access anywhere. And the last question, we're talking about, is it possible for the government to use driverless transportation for public transportation, especially for Yogyakarta region? So, is it possible for the government, especially the Yogyakarta region government, to implement this transportation concept? I think for now it may not be possible. Why? Because from my point of view, the cost that must be incurred of establish this transportation system is very large. And also, in addition to the cost, human resources are needed who are responsible for all the facilities that have been provided to the government. Actually, it is possible to implement this transportation concept, possibly in the 10 or 20 years. I think the current government must focus more on the current public transportation facilities. Its namely is Teman Bus or Trans Jogja, by providing access to more stop or drop-off services so that more human resources can use these facilities. Okay, that's all explanation from me, and I have some question from my friends. The question is you can see on the next video.
Hello, Wikan. Let me introduce myself. My name is Monica Indienstein, and you can call me Monica. My student number is 220612008. Based on your explanation before, I have a question about the public transportation. Do you currently use public transportation to go to your college before? If yes or no, can you give me a reason why, and can you explain based on your point of view? I think that's all of my question. I hope you can answer it, and thank you.
Hello, Monica. Thank you for the good questions. So now I want to answer your questions. Actually, I prefer to use my preferred vehicles, especially my motorcycles, my lovely motorcycles. The reason why I use a motorcycle to go my campus because around my dorm there is no Trans Jogja or Teman Bus pickup terminals, and therefore I prefer to use a motorbike to go to campus, especially to Atmajaya University. That is my answer, Monica. I hope you can enjoy my answer. Thank you for your question, Monica. Okay, ma'am. That's all from me. If I have a little mistake, I hope you can forgive it. Thank you.